Rep Your State of Mind. Woot woot. Hey, and there's my
Hi.
Renee Leonard.
Hi. How are we?
Hi, I love your shirt today, Renee.
Thank you. Even with the long sleeve under, and I'm like, I don't know how this looks, but it looks okay.
I think it looks great. And when it's really freaking cold in New York where you live, I think that's a great choice and no one's going to say anything, right?
I know, and it's the first time I'm not wearing a hoodie. I'm like, it's actually warm in here today. I think it's up to like 30 outside, so it's not brisk.
That's amazing. I don't know what temperature it is here in San Jose, but welcome everyone to probably the most, let's just be real, from my side of things, it feels like shit show version of this of this live broadcast so far, which has turned out to be not just about our amazing campaign. I don't even have my mug with me. Oh my
I
God.
have I
Thank
have
you,
mine. That's
Renee,
what I'm
for
talking.
repping Rep USA 2026, our virtual road trip across America, visiting every state and repping our healthy cannabis lifestyles, our support of advocacy of healthy cannabis lifestyles in your state. This week is Utah. But other than talking about like Utah and Seattle, or Washington, I'm sorry, California and Nevada, all the states that we've already talked about, we also kind of dive into the business side, the BTS, if you will, the behind the scenes, because Renee is like my consultant on business strategy as well as my graphic designer. Basically, I'm the only person I get to work with in this solopreneurship that I'm in. You know what I mean?
Better than nobody.
Better than nobody. And she's a really smart digital strategist when it comes to lead magnets, products. And so if you want to contact Renee, I highly encourage you do. But like I said last time, get in line because I've got her first and we are busy with all of our fun things like Rep Your State of Mind right here. As well as, I know, look at Canna Mom, as well as what we do for Get Baked with Michelle, my baking class, which you should know about if you want to become a baker. Check it out. It's right here on YouTube. All right. So the reason why I said it was a shit show. Do you agree or disagree? Let's tell the people.
I don't know if I don't know if it's a shit show, right? Like life happens and you're embracing life. So you feel like it's a shit show, but I think you're the only one that feels that way.
That is so important, and I'm glad you said that, Renee, because honestly, that's kind of where I sort of wanted to get to. It's just a very like your self-conscious feeling. You know what I mean? As an entrepreneur, that you made these plans and you kind of promised something. I think we all get that way when we promise, a sort of plan of action, and then we maybe don't deliver on like every single little part of the socials and the posting and the emails. And basically, that's kind of what happened this week. As we know, from the very get-go, Michelle Crawford is trying to design this whole thing to like make it impossible to mess up. Right? Hey, Susie. And the design where we work together with Renee to get the socials beautiful and effective and, is great. But there's also the execution. Like in our deal, we work it out the sort of overarching plan, the look and feel, the copy and the words, and the execution's kind of on me in terms of posting. And I did not because I had like a family emergency where I'm going to the hospital. Oh my God, you guys, just a little moment for this crazy emergency where a family friend a mommy friend from my first son, he her la, 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 la. The mom's in the hospital. My friend is in the hospital. That's bad enough. Why I'm involved so much is because she's down in San Diego where we grew up and we're friends. Her son is up here at a college here in the Bay Area. He's in the hospital. So I've been spending my time driving an hour to the city to visit him in the hospital because she can't go because she's in the hospital.
And that's
We're,
why things feel like a shit show. I want to interrupt you. That's why it feels like a shit show.
that's
That's
why it feels like
busy.
a shit show.
That's so busy. Like the driving and the commuting and like swirling around in your head, and you're reflecting it back on not getting things done for your business. And I call that bullshit because your friends deserve you and they need you.
I mean, what's important in life, right? Like, why do I care about supporting healthy cannabis lifestyles? Because health is important, because we all need support. Why do these clothes matter? Because they build community. They help people feel not alone. And so let me just like, yeah, so that's why it feels like a shit show for me, because I've been crazy and it's been hard and emotional when people are suffering and you see them and you're there and you're like, please, God, let this end for everybody. Let them be healthy. Um, Speaking of cannabis, geez, you know what I mean?
Yes. It always comes back to cannabis.
It always comes back to cannabis. It's just like the solution for everything in a lot of ways. A healthy lifestyle where your needs are supported helps you to, not suffer in life, and then also be available to help others. You know what I mean? Like, geez, you have to be healthy to help others. And if you get the call and you can't do it because of how you're going to feel inside, I can't do it, I can't help my friends and families, is not a good feeling. So you know what I mean. And when you need to receive the help, you also have, that's a whole other story. It's very difficult to receive help, but thankfully, we're able to do it when we need to, especially as women. Okay. Right.
Well, yeah, collect your thoughts really quick, but I am going to say, and I think that I've been working a lot on building a line and shine with Renee and just really calling in what do I want it to be? What do I want it to stand for? And I listen to you and I listen to Kirsty and I listen to the women that I work with. And I want to be the one that says, it's okay that you missed socials this week. It's okay that, and I want to say that it's okay, but I also want to remind you, hey, you were doing some pretty badass shit, right? Like you were helping a friend in need, you were helping another human being, and that by far outweighs what you're going to get done in your business. So
By
just
far.
don't,
Yeah.
give yourself grace.
Thank you. And I
That's why
do. And I'm working on it. And I knew this would happen, Renee. We knew that there would be a point in 50 weeks, 52 weeks where stuff would break down and like, you know what I mean? And we were always talking about it and planning for it. And that's why this live, and after this live, I'm going to post, the blog post. And there is a discount that I made, weeks ago, thank God. So it is live today. You can get an I Leaf UT hoodie on repyourstateofmind.com for 30% off today only with code ILEAF UT30. So enjoy your code and your discount. And the from 5 episodes ago, I will now make $5. So thank you so much for your support of cannabis in the world.
yes, repping, having those conversations.
Having those conversations, being that person in your community that's like, hey, look at this. I'm willing to talk about this. You're making other people feel validated and normalized and destigmatized because you represented in your community. Do it. Do it. And we do already have people in Utah. I wanted to shout out the beautiful Angel Johansson. I wish I could show you. She has posted on our Instagram herself wearing her beautiful I Leaf UT hoodie in the black with the green leaf. She totally has a post. We should feature it in our socials, like in our story, but that would involve going to Instagram and doing anything. So
We're not there yet.
we're not even there yet. And I really honestly, like, as an entrepreneur, if anybody ever watches this right now, 2026, I believe YouTube is the better place to actually, if you're going to do a minimum viable moment, like, I used to be in corporate and you used to be in corporate, and minimum viable product, MVP, ha ha ha. It's so funny. But if you know what we're talking about, it's when you decide in your business, like, what's the minimum? Like, what is the minimum thing that we're going to have to do? So for me, since I already have the hoodies, thank God I don't have to make the hoodies. You know what I mean?
Yep. Each year you get a little bit more.
Each year we're
Built
just
up.
building on it. So my minimum viable product for Rep USA 2026 is like these lives, the emails, the offering of the sales, the blog posts that are going to exist on my website, repyourstateofmind.com, for every state. That's the plan. The plan is to have all of that exist at the end of this. So if a week goes by and I don't post on Instagram, oh no, it's not even minimal viable product for my plan, really. But this is talking to you here is because I think YouTube is has more legs, has more longevity than
Definitely in for the long game. Yeah.
yeah, in
Instagram is very short
2026.
lived. Yeah.
This longer form content, I think is where it's at. And as a matter of fact, speaking of our socials, I do have Descript and what's it called, captions. And I do enjoy making like little shorts sometimes of the long form content that we make here. And I honestly think maybe we should share some now that we have a bunch. You know,
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
exactly. Because that would give people an idea of what we're doing here, and maybe let them want to join us.
Yeah, it'll entice them to come hang out with us on Fridays because we'll be here, right? If there's one thing, even like you said, if we're not in the socials, if you don't see us, we're still going to be here.
We're
You'll
still
still get that live notification.
exactly. Okay, well, Utah, let's just talk about it for a 1 minute. We do have Angel Johansson. Utah is a medical state, I think. Do you recall, right?
Yes, it is medical only.
It's medical only, and I think it's a very nice medical state. Everything I've heard about Utah is like the medical program seems to be working. It seems to be like very well accepted. I don't know really, but I think Utah might be one of those states where the medical is thriving and good. More power to it. Um, there's
Patients are getting helped. It doesn't seem, yeah, it definitely doesn't seem to. A little bit that I did was searching online and just trying to find pictures and inspiration. I didn't really see a lot of negative talk. There wasn't a lot of talk actually in general, but there wasn't a lot of negative. So their medical program is pretty strong.
It seems like it is. There is one like person I know from the scene in Utah. I don't remember her last name. It might be Gray, but her first name is Colette. And for a long time, years ago, she would run these like mindful um, meditations on YouTube. And I know that she is from Utah, and she was somebody who was talking about her spiritual journey, her religious journey, being a Christian and being like a leader in Christianity in her Christian community.
Does JJ see her? Is it the same Colette? I think JJ just posted about her going to one of her
I wouldn't be surprised because
meditations
she's a
again.
force, you know what I mean? And she was hosting
Mhm.
those cannabis inspired meditations for so long over the internet. And I think that to me, I think she's from Utah and represents like medical cannabis in Utah. So, and she's still going. That's great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just saw JJ the other. I was like, oh, I forgot that JJ used to do her meditations and everything all of the time.
Show the feet.
Yeah, wrong platform.
Wrong platform, not here.
Thanks, Susie.
Well, yeah, so that's all we really know. If anybody who catches this wants to comment below on what it's like in the Utah scene, we would love to know because we want, I mean, I think that like as we move through all the states and we discover, we're going to explore states like our next state coming up, Idaho, is one where everything's illegal, for the most part. And that's the first time. Everything we've done so far has been like both medically and recreationally legal. And now we are hitting Utah where we only have medical legality and not an unfunctional medical legality. Like, for example, the Philippines, or I don't know, maybe some other states like Texas has a very sort of like dysfunctional medical system where people are very dissatisfied with it and you can only buy like certain items and they don't really meet people's needs and it's very difficult and to get into the system, whereas a medical system that's very like easy to utilize is a totally different story, right? So
Okay.
I think
Good.
that
And I think in Angel, she, I believe, is actively coaching and people in her local area, women going through menopause, perimenopause. So from the sounds of it, just from what I've seen through the socials, she's got to have a good way to recommend products and pretty consistent to stay coaching, right? Because you can't coach without having access to the right, oh geez, to the right products.
yeah, so their selection is good. So like there has to be a lot underneath a system, a medical system, or any system to work. And I think the main thing that usually gets overlooked in regulation, when a medical system is like voted into legality in a state, is like how do they now manifest it and how do they now like regulate and execute the plan. So I think that a lot of times, I don't know where this has happened exactly, but we'll find out as we go through the states that the plan for growing is ignored. Like who's going to grow in the state? You have to grow in the state. You know what I mean? Who's going to be doing the growing? How is that going to be regulated? What's the distribution going to be like? Who's going to be doing the selling? How's that going to work? There's a lot of like on the ground plan that has to be done, and it can be done in a way where it makes it useful to people, easy, accessible, and it can be done in a way where it's functionally nothing, like where basically
Nothing.
there's no access. And
Yeah.
so I think Utah is a story where there is access, where they have succeeded on the ground in every area of making this work, as opposed to creating legislation and regulation that basically makes it impossible, which is a whole other thing that people do. Like, and politically, it looks good to legalize cannabis for the sake for medicals and have a sick child like at the signing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of the governor signing the law, but like underneath that, there's no support. There's no real ability, or there's no real access.
Right.
So yeah, Rep Your State of Mind, when I founded it, I wanted to donate a lot of money to Patients for Safe Access because they work on these kinds of things. Yeah, help me. Still
Yeah.
haven't really gotten to do that yet, guys. Why don't you help?
Oh, yes, we need it, especially now with the rescheduling, right? I think that I would like to think that organizations like that, their voices are finally going to be heard.
Yes.
Patients will get the access they need, hopefully.
I hope so. Yeah. So as we move from Utah, where they do have what I think is a robust, and well executed medical only system, and we'll move to Idaho, where they have a fairly robust prohibition going. So
Yeah,
that's
that's rough.
exciting. We'll decide that. We'll see that next week. Um, and thanks everybody, especially you, Susie. Yes, we'd love for you to share about this on anywhere. Please, everybody watching, whoever catches this on the replay or today, please feel free to share about Rep USA 2026 and our virtual road trip across America. And let us know what your thoughts are, what state you're in. And I hope it is this state that we're in, repping our state of mind, where we believe in healthy cannabis lifestyles and plant medicine supporting us. I believe in the plant medicine of cannabis, and I also believe in the plant medicine of bread. If you check out my channel, we also have a bread course going. So nourish your body and soul, and be healthy in in this difficult situation of life that we're in. You know what I mean?
Nourish yourself. That's all you
Nourish
can do.
yourself. Exactly. And so thank you everybody, especially you, Renee, as always, for joining me in support of this endeavor to normalize and destigmatize and represent, like I said, cannabis advocacy everywhere in the United States. If you wish to support the channel and you're watching, repyourstateofmind.com is your headquarters for advocacy gear like what we're wearing. If you're a canna mom like us, if you need a beanie like this because it's 30 below
It's
where you
my
live,
beanie. I don't know where it went. It's ghost. I look for it
it
every week,
ghosted.
and I'm like, it's gone.
I'm wearing this thing more than ever. It's like it's a staple of my root of my thing now. And I've gotten a request for like a non-folded beanie, like a so if you're interested in that, let me know because I do make products that people ask for.
Yes, yes, yes.
If you have ideas, we'd be interested. Oh, so once again, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate you, especially if you're watching from Utah. Hey, and even if you're not, um, shop repyourstateofmind.com to support our work to be a light in your community of cannabis advocacy. And have a great weekend, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Signing off. Thanks, Renee.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.